This is Chef Nigel, and he is going to make us Thai Ceviche. Can you tell us a little bit about Thai Ceviche?
Yes, Thai ceviche. Okay, ceviche in general is it's a raw seafood dish originally from Peru. It started in Peru, which you use fish, and then you cook it with citrus using lime, and then you add chilies in it too to give it some heat. But basically, it's a raw seafood dish, and it's served as a appetizer or a snack during the day. But you can basically eat it any time of the week, any day, any time of the day. And then other regions and other countries that just pretty much have a similar versions of it, but just like some moderate changes. Like for instance, for Thai, we're using the same basic ingredients also with citrus, spice, and then some raw ingredients here to cook. But we're adding just like traditional elements that they use, like fish sauce instead of just salt. And we have coconut milk here that we can incorporate later on. That really makes it Thai. So
Got it. Very cool.
yeah.
All right, so let's get started on this awesome demo. They've been dying to see this.
Yes. All right. Very glad. Let me introduce you guys to the ingredients once again. Okay, over here I have red onions, which I've sliced thinly. We have cilantro for an herb element for the dish. We have chilies here. You can use Thai chili, obviously, but it's kind of hard to find Thai chilies at the moment, so I got serrano peppers. I'm going to use garlic on this. I have some radishes. And as far as the raw ingredients, we're using shrimp that I've blanched already. For you guys who doesn't know what blanching means, is that I boil some water, bring that to a boil, and then I have the shrimp here, which I only really cook for like 30 seconds. Blanching means you're just really cooking the outer layer of the product or the seafood that you have. You don't want to cook it completely because the acid will cook seafood already, and that's the whole point of making ceviche.
So do you put that into an ice bath once you take it out?
Yes. That was my next step. So right after you take it out of after blanching for like 30 seconds or less, depending on the size of the seafood, you put it in the ice bath to stop the cooking process. Okay, and then you take the seafood out, drain it, pat dry it if you can, and then just leave it here for preparation. Okay, and I think we covered everything. Over here I have fish sauce. That's going to be our main seasoning for the ceviche, but I kind of like to go out of tradition because it's my style in a way. So I'm using this sweet red chili, and I'm going to add some ground ginger in there.
Sweet Thai chili sauce is my favorite.
Yeah, see that?
I put it on everything. I eat it with cauliflower. Like it's awesome.
Yes, yeah. Okay, and then let's begin. Also, I don't think I've demonstrated some cuts on the first meeting because I don't think I was required anyway to do some of that. But today I'd like to show you guys. In the restaurant, we would use a mandolin to slice onions in a very fine way. But we don't have that at home sometimes. If you're lucky, maybe you do. But we have red onions here, which I cut in half. Cut the tip. You take the outer skin, the outer layer of the onions, and then to get this cut, you lay it like this, sharp knife, and carefully slice it this way. I believe there's a term for this, which I forgot, but pretty much. The board is making very loud sound because the board is made of marble, but anyway, so we end up with that.
And then you kind of just like separate them apart. So you have that very thin strip slices of red onions. Okay. And the reason why it's cut this way is because if you look at the rest of the ingredients, you want a little bit of texture too. When you bite into the dish, you want texture, because you don't want everything so fine. You also, when you plate it, you want color too when you present it. And then the red color from the onion will really pop out, along with the green from the cilantro and the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so we have that. Same thing with the radish. We have a fresh radish here. We cut the tip out. With the radish, you can use the skin or you don't. But in this case, I will use the skin. Or you can peel it off if you want. I'll take this tip part. No one really eats that anyway. And then same process, please guys, be cautious about your how you guys slice things and how you hold your knife. Always form your fingers like this, away from the blade, using your fingers as a guide. And then never, I don't know, there's also an old habit where people slice downwards like this. That's a bad habit. It doesn't
Correct.
really give you a clean cut. So you do this as safety, and then you cut. You're kind of gliding it, right?
Making the knife work for you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So now you have these thinly sliced radish, which I'm also gonna incorporate with the others. All right, so you have that. What else we need to do? Same thing with the cilantro. I've chopped cilantro there already, but I'll show you anyway also. I took the leaves off the stem. Now I'm left with the leaves themselves.
We lost your video.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec. Someone is
Sure.
calling. Decline. There you go. Are we back in?
There we are. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. So with the cilantro leaves, give it a good chop. I'll leave it a little chunky like that too, because I'm very big in texture. So I'm not gonna chop it very fine. Okay, so we're left with that. I think I'm okay with that too. It'll actually look nice when you put it all together.
Well, also you lose the flavor from cilantro when you chop it up too small. It just stops tasting like anything. The leaves are so bruised.
Exactly. All right. Try to be tidy as much as you can. Clean your surface. Okay, so we have all the ingredients now, along with the chilies right here. Let's do the garlic. We got some garlic to chop. All right. Some people will use a paring knife and peel. That takes a while, which is fine too. But we like to just smash the heck out of it. Peel it. All right. Peel on its own. All right. So Thai flavors are very, very strong, like in a good way. It's very strong in umami. And I was fortunate enough to be in Thailand in 2018. I was on every street corners, like really eating a lot of street food. And it really changed my palate also when I came back to the States. Same thing. Now with the garlic, you want it fine because this is very strong and you don't want big chunks of garlic, chewing on big chunks of garlic. It's very overpowering and a lot of us will not bear it. It'll be too much. So we want this on the fine side. find there. All right. Okay, fun part. We're gonna put everything together. Let's start with the shrimp itself. These are drained. You can see the shrimp going in the bowl. This is about half a pound, really. Just an estimation. Assuming there's 2 or 3 people living in your household, this will be perfect. And I have also same amount of scallops, which I blanched also, like I mentioned. But with the scallops, because they came in about this size, about this like a dice, I kind of like slice it very thin. So you have this. I'm gonna incorporate that also in there.
Did you slice it before you blanched it?
No. Thanks for reminding me. So I blanched it whole for 30 seconds or so again, but I did not want a rubbery texture of scallops if you overcook it. That's another thing with seafood; they're very delicate. And I think Marco Pierre White said that if you cook fish or anything seafood more than 3 minutes or so, might as well throw it away. It'll be pointless.
That's funny.
Marco's a legend. You guys look him up. If you guys don't know Marco Pierre White, he's an OG.
I'm gonna put that down.
Yes. All right. So seafood in the bowl. We have all of that in there, and now we add the rest of the ingredients. Actually, let's back it up. We have the lime. That's the next crucial thing because this is part of the cooking process of the seafood. You want the citrus to already. I think I'll use 2 to start. I don't want to overwhelm it, but I think we'll use another one. There you go. Do you guys have one of these at home?
I
The
do.
lime squeezer. They're pretty handy.
They are. And you know, speaking of lime, I've never felt
Yes.
like I could add too much lime to anything. I love lime juice. Have you tried to use caviar limes?
Oh yes.
Love those.
Those are great. All
We
right.
used those in class. We made cheesecake with them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I was right. It looks like we're gonna need more. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sounds good too. Okay. Spoon here. Yeah, give me a sec. All right. All right. So while that's in there, so that's already cooking. It's already soaking up the acid, the citrus from the lime. Okay. Now we move on to the dry ingredients. We are now adding the herbs. This is also the benefit of herbs. Also, is to give it like some fragrance to it, along with the citrus smell to it. You also have the herb. Great combination. All right, mix that together. In goes the red onions. Try to separate them so you have even bites. Not all of them are chunky, so you want all even strips going in there. All right. It's looking good already. Look at that color, right? That color is already very inviting. Now we have the radish. Okay. all that in there. I'll add a little more, maybe all of it already. Let's add it all. That looks good to me. Okay, now from here we do this. Oh, sorry. We have the chilies. Very important. It's not a ceviche without the chilies. Absolutely going in there. This is a portion of 1 chili. Depending on your tolerance of with heat, you can obviously add a little more. But we're keeping it just a little moderate today. So I'm adding 1 chilies. Working with chilies, be careful and be aware, touching your eyes, your skin. I don't know if you guys have ever had that incident before, but it's not very pleasant. Okay, chilies went in, and we're adding garlic. Extra depth of flavor in there. So what we have already in the bowl is very, very intense. Okay. All right. Try not to overmix and overbeat the product itself, the dish itself. Okay. So now we are going to season. All the dry ingredients are already in, the herbs, the seafood, and always season towards the end because this way you can adjust. It gives you the freedom to adjust whether if it's too little, then you can add a little more. So be cautious to begin with because it's easier to add than take out. So now we're adding, I would say, a tablespoon of fish sauce to start. And that's my estimation. Okay. And then in goes the sweet red chili. It's not very traditional, but it makes it me because that's my flavor profile. So I would say that's a tablespoon also. So we start with the tablespoon. And then we have the dried, we have the ginger powder. You can also use fresh ginger. But you really have to chop it up very fine as well because it's very intense. So now I'm adding, I would say a teaspoon this time of that. Anyway, it's there. All right, give that a quick mix again. All right, there. Now the fun part, now the last step here is the coconut milk. Again, I'm adding it in the very end because if you add it already, it'll be hard to take out if it's too much. So you kind of want to see where you're at as far as portion. So that way you can gauge how much you can put cream towards the end. Okay. By the way, in itself, just so you know, this is already done. You can have it and eat it like this already without the coconut milk. It'll be perfectly fine. But since we are making Thai ceviche, we will keep it in the tradition a little bit here. All right, just mixing the coconut milk. Because buying it in cans, the fat's separated from the juice. So we want to mix that, incorporate everything together. So now we have this beautiful coconut milk. Okay. Looking at our portion, I think we are, I would say, not much right there. Yeah. I'll switch to food. All right. All right. clean the surface of the plate itself. Okay. And now I think very crucial, very important, most important part of the whole thing is the tasting. So you taste the seasoning, and this is the reason why we do it towards the end. Oh, that hit the spot. I think though, a little more fish sauce. Chef Carly, you were right about the acid. More is better.
More is, you know what? It really is. It's,
Yeah, I was contemplating earlier. I thought one, but you know what? You can't have enough acid.
you really can't. Not of lime. Lemon juice sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but lime,
Yes.
never enough.
All right, so here we are. I added another teaspoon there, and we are done. The level of heat is just perfect too. Again, depending on how you guys want it, level of spiciness, level of heat, but I think I'm content with this. We're gonna stop here, and now it's time to serve it. We'll go over here, we have bowls here. All right. If you're serving it, sometimes, well, a lot of times preparation is always, and presentation and preparation is always important too, the way I approach it. If you just serve it like this, it's fine too. But if you care about the presentation and all of that, you can transfer it on a more decent plating. It just shows that you care a little bit. All right, you're not missing a thing. Okay, so this is pretty much the dish. I wish you guys can taste this, but I'm telling you right now, it is very good.
That looks beautiful. I've never seen anything like that.
And then let me taste. This is another part. So always taste, like I said. I tasted the sauce and the level of seasoning, which is perfect. So now I'm tasting the actual meat along with everything else. That's it. And I got the whole thing in there too. The herbs, the chilies, and all of that in one bite. So
Can you do me a favor and hold the bowl up to the screen for just a few seconds so I can use it for a picture for the recording?
No problem. I'll add I'll dust.
Perfect.
For a little garnish. Fresh herbs, make it lively. All right. And then
oh, that's beautiful.
To brighten it up a little bit, let's add some fresh or some crushed chili flakes.
Guys, don't you just want to dig into that bowl?
Okay. So you guys can eat this with chips or flour tortilla chips or anything. We don't have that at the moment, but we're gonna eat it with whatever chips that we have.
Someone said it looks different from Mexico.
Yes, it is very different from Mexico.